Assalamu alaikum friends, I've started a series of updating superior courts decisions on a monthly basis which I was describing in Urdu, but now I'll explain it in English. This is because all professionals can be familiar with the language of the judgments of superior courts, and its only purpose is to share knowledge because I believe it increases by distributing and does not decrease. My first case lies 2021 SEMR and page is 404. Offences are 788 302B 148 PPC. In this case, the deceased was kidnapped and murdered by the accused. Recovered dead body of deceased was burned from neck to head, even limbs and skin and muscles from head to face were missing. According to the witnesses, the dead body was identified on the basis of clothes, a mobile phone and some papers found in the pocket of the deceased. So overall condition of the corpse seriously hampered the possibility of its identification beyond doubt. The court drew an inference that presence of mobile phone and some papers with the corpse to provide space to the possibility of identification by the witnesses, a circumstance which is not plausible. According to the court view, it was mind-boggling as to why the appellant would undertake such an idiotic exercise, and on the other hand, he was taking pains to conceal the dead body with additional steps to set ablaze its face to blur the identity. Seizure of casing from the spot did not help the prosecution case much as it was secured after lapse of period exceeding 3 weeks. Acquittal of a co-accused was another setback to the prosecution case since the acquittal went unchallenged. So appeal was allowed by Supreme Court and accused was acquitted of charge. Next case lies 2021 SEMR and page is 451, offences 9C CNSA 1997. In this case, the safe custody and transmission of samples of the narcotic from the warehouse to the chemical examiner not established. So, it cannot be certain whether the narcotic drugs and the representative samples were deposited in the warehouse by the witness. When and who collected the representative samples from the warehouse and who delivered them by hand to the office of the chemical examiner. The chain of custody must be safe and secure, which was broken in this case. Any break or gap in the safe custody and safe transmission of the narcotic drug or its representative samples makes the report of the chemical examiner unsafe and unbelievable for justifying conviction of the accused. Supreme Court allowed the appeal and set aside the conviction and sentence of the appellant. Next case lies 2021 SEMR and page is 455. Offences are 7A, C and 21 of ATA 1997. In the present case, some set of witnesses' statements forming basis of acquittal of co-accused persons used to convict accused persons without any independent corroboration. In the FIR, generalized and collective allegations had been levelled against all the culprits and no specific injury to any victim had been attributed or ascribed to any particular culprit. In the FIR, 24 culprits were mentioned, whereas a clear count was furnished by 5 eyewitnesses. On the basis of the same statements, 3 co-accused persons were acquitted by the trial court and 2 other co-accused were acquitted by the high court. Although some firearms had allegedly been recovered from the custody of the accused persons, yet in the absence of any report of FSL, such recoveries were legally inconsequential. Medical was no avail of the extent of the accused persons because admittedly no specific injury had been attributed to them and thus no independent confirmation was available vis-a-vis the allegations against them regarding effectively firing at the deceased and the injured victims. In the absence of any independent corroboration or confirmation of the allegations leveled against the accused persons, particularly when some co-accused attributed the same roles had already been acquitted by the courts below, the complainant party had no regard for the truth, and eyewitnesses produced by it had been established to be untruthful regarding many innocent persons who had been implicated by them, and they had been acquitted. So, Supreme Court acquitted the accused persons and set aside the conviction. Next case lies 2021 SCMR and page is 464. It is a petition under section 22A22B of CRPC for issuing direction to SHO to write down or record the version of the petitioner. There was a matter of thumb impression on an arbitration agreement in which petitioner was claiming that the said thumb marks were not his. The arbitration instrument was fake and forged. Therefore, direction should have been given by the Justice of Peace for registration of FIR against the respondents. But High Court declined to issue direction for registration of a criminal case on the ground that prima facie the dispute interests the parties was of civil nature, as both sides were asserting their divergent claims on a common land. Police comments were not in support of petitioner's claim, so Supreme Court dismissed the petition for leave to appeal. Next case lies 2021 SCMR and page is 470. It's a bail and offences are 302, 324, 148, 149 and 201 PPC 1898. In this case, accused was not nominated in the FIR and he was implicated through a supplementary statement of complainant with a role of catching hold of one of the deceased, who was fired at by a co-accused. No allegation was made against the accused of causing any injury on the person of either of the deceased. So the Supreme Court allowed the petition for leave to appeal and granted bail.